Hello everyone, and welcome to today's meeting on a fundamental question in the study of Western literature. What is literature? This discussion forms part of our broader exploration of the history of Western literature and its diverse influences. We'll start by exploring the historical evolution of the definition of literature, from the oral traditions of ancient civilizations to the sophisticated written works of today. We'll see how different cultures and societies have shaped and reshaped the concept of literature over time. Next, we'll delve into key theoretical perspectives that have influenced our understanding of literature. We'll look at major literary theories such as formalism, structuralism, poststructuralism, and reader response theory, and discuss how these approaches offer various lenses through which we can analyze texts. We'll also investigate the functions and purposes of literature within society. Literature isn't just about storytelling. It reflects, critiques, and shapes cultural values, beliefs, and norms. We'll explore how literature serves as a mirror to society and a tool for social change. Our discussion will include multicultural perspectives on literature. How do different cultures define and interpret literature? We'll explore the diverse ways in which various literary traditions around the world understand the role and significance of literature, highlighting the universal themes that connect us all. Finally, we'll address contemporary debates and challenges surrounding the definition of literature in the digital age. We'll discuss the impact of technology on literary production and consumption, the blurring of boundaries between literature and other art forms, and the ongoing debates about what constitutes literature today. So if you are interested in literature and its fascinating history, make sure to stick around. If you enjoy our content, subscribe, like, and share it with friends who might benefit from this journey through the pages of history. Stay connected and never miss an update. Follow us on social media for more insights and literary adventures. The concept of literature has evolved significantly over time, influenced by the shifting cultural, social, and intellectual contexts of different civilizations. This evolution reflects humanity's changing understanding of art, expression, and communication, from the oral traditions of ancient societies to the complex and diverse interpretations of the modern era. In ancient civilizations, literature began as an oral tradition, with stories, myths, and legends passed down through generations. These oral narratives were integral to the cultural fabric of societies, serving to transmit knowledge, moral lessons, and cultural values. The transition to written literature marked a significant milestone, with the earliest known texts emerging from Mesopotamia, Egypt, and Greece. The Epic of Gilgamesh, one of the oldest surviving works, exemplifies early literary expression, blending myth, history, and philosophy to explore themes of heroism, friendship, and the quest for immortality. Similarly, ancient Egyptian literature, including the pyramid texts and the Book of the Dead, combined religious doctrine with reflections on life, death, and the afterlife, showcasing the integral role of literature in understanding and shaping human experience. Greek literature profoundly influenced the development of Western literary tradition, introducing genres such as epic poetry, drama, and philosophical dialogue. Homer's Iliad and Odyssey are monumental epics that not only tell heroic tales, but also delve into the complexities of human nature, fate, and the divine. These works set the stage for literary exploration of moral and existential questions. Greek drama, represented by the tragedies of Aeschylus, Sophocles, and Euripides, further expanded the literary landscape, using theatrical performance to examine themes of justice, hubris, and the human condition. Plato's philosophical dialogues, written in prose, introduced a new dimension to literature by systematically exploring ethical and metaphysical issues through dialogue and debate. Roman literature built upon Greek foundations, contributing significantly to the Western literary canon. The works of Virgil, such as the Aeneid, exemplify Roman epic poetry, blending mythological themes with Roman values of duty, honor, and statehood. Ovid's Metamorphoses offers a rich tapestry of mythological transformations, exploring themes of change and continuity. Roman prose, represented by writers such as Cicero and Seneca, combined rhetorical skill with philosophical inquiry, further enriching the literary tradition. The medieval period witnessed the intertwining of literature with religious and feudal structures. In Europe, Christian themes dominated literary works, with the Bible serving as the cornerstone text. Monastic scribes played a crucial role in preserving classical texts and producing religious literature, including hagiographies, sermons, and allegories. Dante Alighieri's Divine Comedy, a monumental allegorical epic, reflects the synthesis of religious, philosophical, and literary traditions, while Geoffrey Chaucer's The Canterbury Tales provides a vivid portrayal of medieval society through a collection of diverse stories told by pilgrims. The Renaissance marked a revival of classical ideals and a renewed emphasis on humanism, profoundly impacting literature. Humanist writers celebrated the individual and sought to harmonize classical antiquity with contemporary thought. Petrarch's sonnets expressed personal emotions and individual experience, while William Shakespeare's plays and sonnets explored the depths of human nature, love, and power. Shakespeare's works, characterized by their rich language and complex characters, exemplify the merging of classical influences with the Renaissance's focus on human potential and expression. The Enlightenment era introduced new ideas of reason, scientific inquiry, and political revolution, reshaping literary forms and themes. Enlightenment writers such as Voltaire, Rousseau, and Swift used literature as a platform for social critique, advocating for reason, individual rights, and justice. The novel emerged as a dominant literary form, reflecting the growing emphasis on personal experience and social realism. In contrast, the Romantic period celebrated emotion, imagination, and the sublime in nature, reacting against the rationalism of the Enlightenment. Romantic literature emphasized individualism, the beauty of the natural world, and the exploration of the inner self. Poets like Wordsworth, Coleridge, and Byron expressed profound emotional experiences and a deep connection to nature. Mary Shelley's Frankenstein introduced the genre of science fiction, exploring the consequences of human ambition and the boundaries of scientific inquiry. The Victorian era reflected the complexities of a rapidly industrializing society, grappling with issues of social class, gender, and morality. Novelists such as Charles Dickens, George Eliot, and the Bronte sisters used their works to critique social injustices and explore the human condition. The novel became the primary literary form, offering detailed, realistic portrayals of everyday life and the struggles of ordinary people. The 20th century brought radical experimentation in literature, mirroring the fragmented, disorienting nature of the modern world. Modernist writers like James Joyce, T.S. Eliot, and Virginia Woolf broke traditional narrative structures, employing techniques such as stream of consciousness and fragmentation to capture the complexities of contemporary life. Postmodern literature further challenged conventions, embracing paradox, pastiche, and metafiction. Authors like Borges, Pynchon, and DeLillo explored the fluidity of reality and the instability of meaning in a rapidly changing world. In the contemporary era, literature continues to evolve, reflecting global diversity and technological advancements. Writers from various cultural backgrounds contribute to a rich tapestry of voices and perspectives, addressing themes of identity, migration, and social justice. The digital age has introduced new forms of literary expression, such as electronic literature, hypertext, fiction, and social media narratives, expanding the boundaries of what constitutes literature. The historical evolution of the definition of literature reveals its dynamic and ever-changing nature. From ancient oral traditions to digital innovations, literature has continually adapted to reflect the human experience and the cultural contexts of different societies. Understanding this evolution enriches our appreciation of literature's role in shaping and reflecting our world. The definition of literature has been shaped by various theoretical perspectives and critical approaches over time, each contributing unique insights and frameworks for understanding literary texts. These perspectives have not only expanded the scope of what is considered literature, but also deepened our appreciation of the complexities inherent in literary works. Key theoretical perspectives, such as formalism, structuralism, poststructuralism, and reader response theory, have played pivotal roles in this evolution, each offering distinct methodologies and focal points for literary analysis. Formalism emerged in the early 20th century as a reaction against the biographical and historical approaches that dominated literary criticism. Formalists, including the Russian formalists and the new critics, argued that the intrinsic elements of a literary work, such as its language, structure, and form, should be the primary focus of analysis. They believed that the meaning of a text could be derived from its internal features, independent of the author's intentions or historical context. This perspective emphasized close reading and the identification of literary devices, such as metaphor, irony, and symbolism, to uncover the complexities of a text. By isolating the text from external influences, formalism sought to establish a more objective basis for literary analysis, thus refining our understanding of literature's formal qualities. Structuralism, which gained prominence in the mid-20th century, shifted the focus from individual texts to the underlying structures that govern them. Influenced by the linguistic theories of Ferdinand de Saussure, structuralists like Claude Lévi-Strauss and Roland Barthes analyzed literature as a system of signs and conventions. They argued that literary meaning arises from the relationships between these signs within a broader cultural framework. Structuralism introduced the idea that narratives and genres are governed by universal structures, such as binary oppositions and archetypal patterns, which shape our understanding of texts. This perspective allowed critics to identify commonalities across diverse works, revealing the deep-seated structures that inform literary production and reception. Poststructuralism, emerging as a response to structuralism, challenged the notion of fixed meanings and stable structures. Thinkers such as Jacques Derrida, Michel Foucault, and Julia Kristeva emphasized the fluidity and multiplicity of meaning, arguing that texts are inherently unstable and open to various interpretations. Derrida's concept of deconstruction sought to reveal the internal contradictions and ambiguities within texts, demonstrating how meaning is always deferred and contingent. Poststructuralism also highlighted the role of power, ideology, and discourse in shaping literary texts, suggesting that literature is a site of contestation and negotiation. This perspective expanded the boundaries of literary analysis, encouraging critics to consider the socio-political dimensions of literature and the ways in which texts both reflect and subvert dominant ideologies. Reader response theory, developed in the latter half of the 20th century, shifted the focus from the text itself to the reader's experience and interpretation. Scholars such as Wolfgang Iser, Stanley Fish, and Louise Rosenblatt argued that meaning is not inherent in the text, but is created through the interaction between the reader and the text. Reader response theory posits that readers bring their own backgrounds, emotions, and expectations to their reading, which influence their interpretation of the text. This perspective acknowledges the active role of the reader in constructing meaning, recognizing the diversity of interpretations that can arise from different readers and contexts. It also emphasizes the dynamic and evolving nature of literary engagement, suggesting that each reading is a unique and transformative experience. In addition to these major theoretical perspectives, other critical approaches have further enriched our understanding of literature. Marxist criticism examines the socio-economic conditions and class struggles depicted in literary works, revealing how literature both reflects and challenges capitalist ideologies. Feminist criticism explores the representation of gender and the ways in which literature perpetuates or resists patriarchal norms. Psychoanalytic criticism, drawing on the theories of Freud and Lacan, analyzes the unconscious desires and anxieties expressed in literary texts, offering insights into the psychological dimensions of literature. Post-colonial criticism interrogates the legacy of colonialism in literature, highlighting the voices and experiences of marginalized and colonized peoples. These theoretical perspectives and critical approaches have collectively transformed our understanding of literature, broadening the scope of analysis and revealing the intricate layers of meaning within literary texts. By examining literature through different lenses, we gain a richer and more nuanced appreciation of its multifaceted nature. The evolving definition of literature, shaped by these diverse theoretical perspectives, underscores the dynamic interplay between texts, readers, and the cultural contexts in which they are situated. This comprehensive approach to literary analysis not only deepens our engagement with literature but also illuminates the profound ways in which it shapes and is shaped by the world around us. Literature has always played a multifaceted role in human societies, serving a variety of functions and purposes that extend far beyond mere entertainment. It reflects, critiques, and shapes cultural values, beliefs, and norms, acting as both a mirror and a mold for societal evolution. Understanding these functions helps to appreciate the profound impact literature has on individual and collective human experiences throughout history. One of the primary functions of literature is to reflect society. From the earliest oral traditions to contemporary digital narratives, literature captures the zeitgeist of its time, providing insight into the cultural, social, and historical contexts from which it emerges. Ancient epics like Homer's Iliad and Odyssey not only tell heroic tales, but also offer a window into the values and beliefs of ancient Greek society, such as the concepts of honor, bravery, and the favor of the gods. Similarly, the works of Charles Dickens reflect the complexities and injustices of Victorian England, shedding light on issues like poverty, child labor, and social stratification. Through these narratives, literature preserves and conveys the ethos of different eras, allowing future generations to understand and learn from the past. Literature also serves a critical function, acting as a tool for social critique and political commentary. Writers often use their works to challenge prevailing ideologies, question authority, and highlight societal flaws. For instance, Jonathan Swift's satirical work, Gulliver's Travels, critiques the political and social structures of his time, using allegory and irony to expose the absurdities of human nature and governance. Similarly, George Orwell's 1984 Inches and Aldous Huxley's Brave New World provide dystopian visions that critique totalitarian regimes and the dangers of unchecked technological advancement. These works provoke thought, encourage critical reflection, and inspire change by illuminating issues that may be overlooked or accepted uncritically within society. In addition to reflecting and critiquing society, literature shapes cultural values and norms. It has the power to influence perceptions, attitudes, and behaviors, often instigating shifts in societal norms and values. The Romantic movement, for example, with its emphasis on emotion, individualism, and nature, challenged the rationalism of the Enlightenment and reshaped artistic and literary standards. Similarly, the feminist literature of the 20th century, exemplified by works like Virginia Woolf's A Room of One's Own and Simone de Beauvoir's The Second Sex, played a crucial role in advancing gender equality by challenging traditional gender roles and advocating for women's rights. Literature can thus serve as a catalyst for social progress, fostering empathy, understanding, and advocacy for change. Moreover, literature fulfills an educational function, imparting knowledge, wisdom, and moral lessons. Through its narratives, literature teaches about different cultures, histories, and human experiences, broadening readers' perspectives and fostering a deeper understanding of the world. Fables and parables, such as Aesop's fables or Jesus' parables in the New Testament, use simple stories to convey ethical teachings and life lessons. Historical novels, like Hilary Mantel's Wolf Hall, immerse readers in different time periods, blending factual history with creative storytelling to educate and engage. This educational aspect of literature not only enriches the mind, but also cultivates moral and ethical sensibilities. Literature also serves a therapeutic function, providing solace, comfort, and a means of emotional expression. In times of personal or collective crisis, literature can offer an escape, a sense of companionship, or a way to process complex emotions. The poetry of Emily Dickinson, for example, explores themes of death, loss, and solitude, resonating with readers who grapple with similar feelings. Memoirs and autobiographies like Maya Angelou's I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings offer personal narratives that inspire resilience and hope, providing readers with a sense of connection and understanding. Furthermore, literature fosters imagination and creativity, allowing both writers and readers to explore new ideas, possibilities, and worlds. Science fiction and fantasy genres, such as the works of J.R.R. Tolkien and Isaac Asimov, transport readers to fantastical realms and futuristic societies, expanding the boundaries of reality and encouraging innovative thinking. By engaging the imagination, literature stimulates intellectual curiosity and creative problem-solving, contributing to the overall advancement of human thought and culture. In contemporary society, literature continues to evolve, adapting to new forms of media and modes of consumption. Digital literature, interactive narratives, and social media storytelling represent the latest developments in literary expression, reflecting the dynamic and interconnected nature of the modern world. Despite these changes, the core functions of literature, reflection, critique, education, therapy, and imagination, remain as relevant as ever, demonstrating its enduring significance in human life. The functions and purposes of literature are as diverse and dynamic as the human experiences it seeks to capture and convey. By reflecting, critiquing, and shaping cultural values, beliefs, and norms, literature plays an integral role in the continuous evolution of society. Its ability to educate, comfort, and inspire ensures that literature will remain a vital and influential force, fostering a deeper understanding of ourselves and the world around us. The concept of literature is not monolithic. It is shaped by a mosaic of cultural perspectives that enrich its definition and interpretation. From the epics of ancient Greece to the oral traditions of African tribes, literature manifests uniquely across different societies, reflecting diverse histories, values, and worldviews. Understanding these multicultural perspectives allows us to appreciate the universal yet varied nature of literary expression. In Western traditions, literature has often been associated with written texts, beginning with the classical epics of Homer and extending through the canon of European literary history. The Greeks viewed literature as a means to preserve heroic deeds and cultural myths, exemplified by works like the Iliad and the Odyssey. These epics were not only narratives of adventure, but also repositories of societal values, moral lessons, and historical records. Similarly, Roman literature, with authors like Virgil and Ovid, integrated literature into the fabric of civic life, using it to extol virtues and critique political events. In contrast, Eastern traditions offer a different perspective on the role and significance of literature. In ancient China, literature was deeply intertwined with philosophy and moral instruction. The Analects of Confucius, for instance, are less a narrative than a collection of sayings and ideas meant to guide ethical living and governance. Chinese poetry, represented by poets like Li Bai and Du Fu, often blends lyrical beauty with reflections on nature, human emotions, and the transient nature of life. Similarly, in Japan, literature encompasses forms such as the Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu, which delves into court life and the intricacies of human relationships, demonstrating how literature can serve as a detailed social commentary. African literary traditions highlight the importance of oral literature, where storytelling, proverbs, and oral epics play a central role in cultural transmission. These oral narratives passed down through generations are rich with cultural heritage, communal values, and historical consciousness. The griots of West Africa, for example, are revered as the keepers of oral history, using their narratives to educate, entertain, and preserve the collective memory of their communities. This oral tradition emphasizes the communal and performative aspects of literature, contrasting with the individualistic and written-focused perspectives prevalent in the West. In the Indian subcontinent, literature encompasses a vast array of forms, from the ancient Sanskrit epics like the Mahabharata and Ramayana to the rich traditions of regional languages. These texts are not just literary works, but are also deeply religious and philosophical, exploring themes of duty, righteousness, and the human condition. The Mahabharata, for instance, is not merely a story of a dynastic struggle, but a profound discourse on dharma, duty, and the complexities of life and morality. Moving to the Islamic world, literature takes on an equally profound significance. The Quran, as the central religious text, is considered a masterpiece of Arabic literature, influencing not only religious practices, but also literary styles and themes. Arabic poetry, particularly from the pre-Islamic and classical periods, showcases a rich tradition of lyrical and thematic depth, with poets like Al-Mutanabi and Rumi exploring themes of love, spirituality, and human experience. Persian literature, with figures such as Ferdowsi and Hafez, further exemplifies the blending of literary artistry with spiritual and philosophical inquiry. In indigenous cultures of the Americas, literature often merges with ritual and spiritual practices. The storytelling traditions of Native American tribes, for instance, are integral to their cultural identity and spiritual beliefs. These narratives often feature creation myths, ancestral tales, and moral lessons, emphasizing the interconnectedness of life, nature, and the cosmos. Such traditions highlight the sacred and communal nature of literature, contrasting with the secular and often individualistic orientations seen in other literary traditions. Modern interpretations of literature continue to expand and diversify, reflecting the increasingly interconnected and multicultural world. Post-colonial literature, for example, addresses the complexities of identity, culture, and power dynamics in the aftermath of colonialism. Authors like Chinua Achebe and Salman Rushdie use their narratives to explore the intersections of culture, history, and politics, challenging dominant narratives and offering new perspectives. Moreover, contemporary global literature, facilitated by digital technologies and global communication, reflects a blend of cultural influences and hybrid identities. This literature transcends traditional boundaries, incorporating diverse voices and experiences into a global dialogue. Works by authors such as Jhumpa Lahiri, Haruki Murakami, and Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie exemplify how modern literature navigates and bridges multiple cultural contexts, offering readers a richer and more nuanced understanding of the human experience. The definition and interpretation of literature are profoundly influenced by the cultural contexts from which they emerge. By exploring the diverse ways in which different literary traditions around the world understand and articulate the role and significance of literature, we gain a deeper appreciation of its multifaceted nature. Literature serves as a reflection of cultural values, a critique of societal norms, a vehicle for education and moral instruction, and a means of preserving and transmitting collective memory. It is a testament to the universal yet diverse nature of human expression, offering a rich tapestry of voices and perspectives that continue to shape and enrich our understanding of the world. In the contemporary landscape, the definition of literature faces numerous debates and challenges, reflecting the rapid evolution of technology, the digitalization of culture, and the shifting boundaries between various art forms. The digital age, characterized by unprecedented connectivity and access to information, has transformed how literature is produced, consumed, and understood, raising fundamental questions about what constitutes literature in the 21st century. One of the most significant debates in contemporary literary theory concerns medium specificity. Traditionally, literature has been defined by its written form, encapsulating works of fiction, poetry, drama, and essays. However, the advent of digital media has expanded this definition to include new forms of literary expression. E-books, hypertext, fiction, digital poetry, and interactive storytelling challenge the notion that literature is confined to the printed page. These digital forms often incorporate multimedia elements such as images, sounds, and hyperlinks, creating immersive and interactive experiences that redefine the boundaries of literary art. This evolution prompts scholars and readers alike to reconsider the essential qualities of literature. Is it the use of language to convey complex human experiences, or is it the format in which these experiences are presented? The blurring of boundaries between literature and other art forms further complicates this question. Contemporary literature often intersects with visual art, music, performance, and even video games, leading to hybrid forms that defy traditional genre classifications. Graphic novels, for instance, combine narrative text with visual art, creating a synergistic effect that neither medium could achieve alone. Similarly, spoken word poetry and performance literature emphasize the auditory and performative aspects of literary expression, challenging the primer of the written word. This interdisciplinary approach enriches the literary landscape, but also necessitates a broader, more inclusive definition of what literature can encompass. The impact of technology on literary production and consumption is another critical aspect of contemporary debates. The rise of self-publishing platforms and digital distribution channels has democratized literary production, allowing a more diverse range of voices to be heard. Authors can bypass traditional gatekeepers such as publishers and literary agents, reaching global audiences directly through online platforms. This shift has led to an explosion of literary content, making it both easier and more challenging to discover high-quality literature amid the vast digital expanse. At the same time, technology has transformed how readers engage with literature. E-readers and audiobooks offer convenience and accessibility, enabling people to consume literature in new ways. However, this convenience comes with concerns about the changing nature of reading habits. The immersive, contemplative experience of reading a physical book is often contrasted with the more fragmented, distracted nature of digital reading. Critics argue that the digital age fosters a culture of skimming and superficial engagement, where the depth and nuance of literary works may be lost. Moreover, the rise of social media and digital communities has created new spaces for literary discourse and critique. Online book clubs, literary blogs, and social media platforms enable readers to share their interpretations and reviews, democratizing literary criticism. However, this shift also raises questions about the quality and rigor of online literary discourse compared to traditional academic and journalistic criticism. The digital age has also given rise to new genres and modes of storytelling that reflect contemporary realities and anxieties. Science fiction and speculative fiction, for instance, explore the ethical and existential implications of technological advancements, from artificial intelligence to genetic engineering. These genres challenge readers to consider the potential futures shaped by current technological trends, blending imaginative speculation with critical reflection. Furthermore, the global reach of digital media has facilitated cross-cultural exchanges and the globalization of literature. Authors and readers from different cultural backgrounds can connect and engage with each other's works, fostering a more inclusive and diverse literary ecosystem. This global interconnectedness enriches the literary landscape, but also poses challenges related to cultural appropriation, translation, and the preservation of linguistic diversity. The contemporary debates and challenges surrounding the definition of literature in the digital age reflect a dynamic and evolving landscape. Medium specificity, the blurring of boundaries between art forms, and the impact of technology on literary production and consumption all contribute to a more expansive and inclusive understanding of literature. As we navigate these changes, it is essential to embrace the diversity of literary expression while critically examining how technology shapes our engagement with the written word. Literature, in its many forms, continues to reflect, critique, and shape our cultural values, beliefs, and norms, offering a rich tapestry of human experience in an ever-changing world. We have reached the end of our meeting. Thank you so much for staying with us until now. We hope you enjoyed the content. Don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and follow us on Instagram and Twitter. See you next time.